actually kansoke mutekeko of course Joel ye akayemu era ebigambo bitebadde biwoomu eri Anita Among eri Mpuga ne ba commissioners abasigadde n'engeri gye basaasaanyamu ssente. Of course n'ekirala kyagambye okuva we yafuuka leader of opposition tayitibwangako mu kakiiko konna aka parliamentary commission mu meeting yonna tamanyi oba zituula oba tezituula. Then mu defense Chris Obola avuddeyo n'amugamba nti musimanyi commission etuula quarterly nti since August last year tewabangayo meeting. Kati webanga etuula quarterly nga the last meeting was held in August last year, kati gwe akola mathematics oba kala ina some bit of mathematics tula wansi ogamba nti quarterly kiba kitegeeza nti ayagala tugamba nti tekyatuula n'emirimu yagivaako egikola kyegiteeka ddawali. Ate n'ekirala ogamba nti etula quarterly waliwo ekibuuzo kyembabuuza ku Daily Monitor mu gundi yaabwe comment section embabuuza ogamba nti nno parliamentary commission etula quarterly kiba kitegeeza mubeera ne private legal meetings ze mutuulamu ne mwegabira ssente z'omuwi musolo simply because tosobola kungamba nti webanga etuula quarterly kyokka ate weetudde mutudde just bakulembeze bana bataano ne mwegabira omusolo ne mwegabira ssente z'omuwi musolo. Kati nga meeting yatuula temwali mu representative of head of state, temwali mu that is of course Matia Kasaija, temwali mu leader of government business, that is Nabanja, temwali mu deputy speaker, temwali mu clerk, temwali mu one of the other opposition members backbencher, that is by then yali honorable Zake. So kati ngamba ati netula quarterly kiba kitegeeza yatula kwolo teyali mateeka, it was just a private meeting of commissioners to share them kwegamba oberanga validating the illegality of how the Mpugas and the other commissioners sat and shared amongst themselves taxpayers money. So ne of course bino byonna bekwata ku bisibu. Joel bwati bwakoze eki bwabayisizaamu oba bwakunze oba bwabagambye bakole ekyo ekituufu. Kansuka enkwe message ye bulungi.
We still needed to get ourselves set in one way or another, but thank you for being patient with us and making the time to be here so we can have this communication. For the past couple of days, the nation has been witnessing Ugandans speaking out against corruption, against abuse of office, against other gross violations of the law, with specificity to the Parliament of Uganda, this institution. At some point, there were people who dismissed these protests, and our view had always been, don't dismiss them.
Yeah.
Listen and respond, because it's important that we be accountable. And these allegations have been heavy sounding in many respects, touching various offices, but especially touching the highest office of this institution. That's the office of the Speaker of Parliament. Various questions have been raised. Firstly, I want to appreciate Ugandans for speaking out. It's important that as leaders we, and it's important that as the citizens, they speak out and hold us accountable as leaders. As leaders, we are not above reproach. The people that are asking questions, and they expect us to be accountable to them. So various allegations have been leveled against this institution, but with specificity the Speaker of Parliament, and we have been concerned as the opposition about these numerous allegations. So we sat this morning to agree on our approach. We have been watching, by the way, and we were deliberate about first being silent so that we see all that unfolds, so that we are able to capture everything, and then we get to speak out after we have captured all of these things. So the allegations range from things like travel per diem. We have been seeing figures flying around on social media and elsewhere where the speaker flies to different countries, and the per diem is not quite explainable, as we have seen. these allegations out there. We know that the speaker's per diem is $9,900 per day. The figures we are seeing, or thereabout, 990. The figures we are seeing out there show that the per diem was more than $4,000 per day.
Yeah.
It does not quite make sense. Did the rules change? If so, who did change them? But also, the days purported to be out are several days, going about 5 months in a row or thereabout. Again, there's need for an explanation because the speaker has not quite been away for that long. But also, the days indicated are questionable, whether or not actually these trips were met, even when the monies were paid. Ugandans want to know. There have also been allegations about community outreach, mobilization and donations by the Office of the Speaker. Billions of shillings have been put on different accounts of staff members, purportedly for activities by the Speaker out there in the field. Again, the country wants to know, how does this get to happen? After the Kazinda saga in the OPM, government issued a new modus operandi to say that accounts of staff members of different government entities cannot receive more than 5. But we are seeing plenty of money being put on the accounts of staff members. Some work in the Office of the Speaker, others different offices, as you have been seeing. It's important that there gets to be an explanation about this money. It's a lot of money. What exactly did it do? How come it's being transmitted through accounts of staff members? There's been a concern about recruitment of staff to Parliament of Uganda. The Auditor General, by the way, reported on this matter in his report, showing staff that cannot be identified. And then we kept hearing people were being recruited irregularly. Some, we are told, are relatives, friends, in-laws, outlaws, whatever the case might be. There's need for an explanation. Who gets to be hired? And how? What process do they go through? As the office of the Leader of the Opposition, we have lost staff whose contracts ran out at the end of January. I did engage the leadership to say, these people have been working here 2.5 years, doing good work. Let's renew their contracts. Normally, the procedure has always been the new leader nominates a new team. But I said, I have no problem with those who have been there. Let's renew their contracts. Speaker of Parliament, together with the clerk, told me that there's no money, that the wage bill ceiling had been hit, so contracts cannot be renewed. But as that's happening to the office of the Leader of the Opposition, we then hear there's other recruitments happening. How? There's need for a proper explanation of all of these different issues. We have also raised concern again regarding money as appropriated by the Commission.
Yeah.
Commission is in charge of this institution. From the time that I joined the Commission as Leader of the Opposition, I've not been invited for a Commission meeting. I don't know if Commission meetings are sitting. I don't fully understand what's happening there because the modus operandi had always been that there get to be regular Commission meetings. In fact, at some point there were 2 meetings every month. It's over 2 months since I'm in office, and not invited for any commission meeting, and yet work keeps happening that ideally should have been okayed by the commission. Again, that is not clear. We have also heard about contracts that are signed in a surreptitious manner. There is one particular one, radio station in Bukedia, which we understand belongs to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, called Mama Bukedia FM, was given a contract by the Commission worth 3.12 billion shillings to do Parliament work, whatever that work gets to be. Again, we don't fully understand the process, how this was done. Were procurement regulations followed for this contract to be awarded? Also, the people that signed off that contract as managers of the radio station are staff of Parliament in the office of the Speaker. So how exactly does that happen? Your staff in the office of the Speaker, you're also manager of her radio station, and then there's a contract. What plenty of money? It's problematic, and it needs to be explained. The Commission, and again this has been out there, we discussed it here in the Shadow Cabinet, money that was doled out to commissioners, including former leader of the opposition, 3 NRM commissioners. As a political party, NUP, we have made steps regarding our member, but that's as the party. However, still as an institution, there is concern. There is concern when members of a commission sit and award themselves money in a manner that is not clear. Because you see, the commission, how it operates, or how it's meant to operate, allowances and all benefits for staff are properly institutionalized. This was not the case. This is money that people sat and awarded themselves, 500 million, 400 million, and it's personal to holder. In our engagement with, at least on our end as a party, when we were asking our colleague, the Honourable Puga, and said, how exactly does this get to happen? What happens love after you, for example? And the response was, every law gets to negotiate their own benefit.
Ridiculous.
That's problematic.
Yeah.
Because then I asked, assuming now as new law, I quote unquote behave well to whoever is meant to okay this. Does that mean I can negotiate for 2 billion shillings?
Even 10.
It is not right.
Yep.
Also, there's been dishonesty around this issue because our colleague said he has not received this money yet. He's been waiting for the first installment.
No.
We saw the spokesperson of Parliament, Mr. Chris Obore, on TV somewhere confirming that Formalov and the 3 commissioners received this money. We need to be honest as leaders. It's important. So as the Shadow Cabinet, we have agreed on 3 things regarding all these various allegations, all these various matters.
1.
Number 1, that I write to the Speaker, which I have done, this is a letter writing to the Speaker asking her to convene a commission meeting, because there has been no commission meeting, at least since I got into office. Not one that I'm aware of. So it's important that the commission gets to sit and we get answers to all of these various expenditures, plenty of money that is not or even morally. That commission meeting gets to happen urgently within this week. If there have been meetings happening and I'm not in the know, this one I want to be in the know, so that I sit therein and ask questions. because the commission okays all of these expenditures. We want to know. Number two, you know that Parliament was adjourned, sine die, and we don't know when next it's going to sit. So as the shadow cabinet, we are asking the Speaker to convene Parliament soonest within this week, so that we discuss these matters. So that as an institution, we get to be accountable to people out there. But number three, that Parliament of Uganda, this institution, gets to unequivocally explain to the people of Uganda all these various allegations. Staff recruitments that are irregular, monies that are spent in manners that are not understandable, the per diems, service awards, the contracts, and all of that. That as an institution, we get to see a proper explanation to the public. It's not enough for the spokesperson of Parliament to be on some media houses and say what he has been saying, but as Parliament, to release a proper statement explaining these issues to the people of Uganda. We are accountable to the people of Uganda. And no one should say it is not the business of the public. It's their business. This is their money. So how do you say it's not their business? It is their business. Our vision as Parliament is to be a people-centered Parliament. If we are to be a people-centered Parliament, we must account to the people. That we shall be people-centered. Otherwise, then we are not being honest with ourselves. Our hope is that these three demands and resolutions from the Shadow Cabinet get to be acted upon soonest, that a commission meeting is called within this week. Two, Parliament gets to reconvene so that we discuss these matters on the floor of Parliament. But number three, that Parliament as an institution provides a proper explanation to the people of Uganda about these expenditures. There's nothing classified here that cannot be explained. If these are our demands as the Shadow Cabinet are not acted upon within this week, we shall communicate to the nation our next course of action. We said, let's give time for the other side to tell their story, because there's been a lot of silence, generally, from the institution, from the Speaker's office. We are saying, let's have them have their say and explain to the people of Uganda these matters in these different three categories: at the Parliamentary Commission, Parliamentary Plenary on the floor of Parliament, but also to communicate a proper explanation, accounting to the people of Uganda about these issues.
I like
All
this.
these things happen, we'll reconvene, and then we'll communicate our next course of action.
Now, before I even continue from there, this is happening within a week. Babawadde week number. Now, these are our representatives in the Parliament. In brief, they are speaking on our behalf. It's like Ugandans, we are giving the Parliament of Uganda 1 week to explain. Through the Parliamentary Commission, akakachiiko akatwala Parliament, akalinga kugamba Parliamentary Commission ke kachiiko akaddukanya Parliament. Then on the floor of Parliament, now batunyonyola ate nabo bave mu buntu bakole ki. So if that doesn't happen within a week, kuba Chris Obola avudde wano n'atandika okuwoza mbwale simanyi Parliamentary Commission mbwale simanyi etula kotare mbwale simanyi tetulanga kuva mu August w'omwaka oguwedde tare simanyi ngolabira ddala nga cookings up bigambo byakola ki explanation zaagala okozesa okudefendinga whatever is going on. So in brief, tubawadde week emu. Ate n'ekirala kinjagala obagamba bannayuganda bannange, let us not leave it up to the leaders. No way. If they've communicated, ngaba communicatings, because this has been an address from the office of the leader of opposition, then we have to take it upon from there. Tugende maaso eno Parliament kisaana kugisalako obusazi mu bungi nayagadde nnyo ekintu kakwenza ali mu collaboratinga ne honorable zaake baleete ekiteeso ekijjamu speaker obwesigwa. Yes, artist buli kimu tukigezeeko, abasajja bano tubateeke kugamba tubateekeko akaliro. Yes, ekyo nakyo kijja anytime soon. Naye kinjagala okugamba tetubirekera bajjowero, tetubirekera bamuwadanku nnyingi. Tubibale mujjukire twabikwasa mpuuga nga tulowooza mbu nno twajja biddukanya. Mulabye engeri gy'adde abiddukanyamu nga mu paramenti yakayingirayo emyezi tegunana kwera mwaka gumu nga ye yasaze dda ddiiru ya miliyoni 5 kati oyo musuubira okubeera nga agenda kubeera voko nedda. So singa tuba situbibalekedde maybe tusobola okufuna results in the shortest period possible. Tusobola okufuna results mu kabanga akatali kanene nnyo tetubibalekera.
I thank you.
Of course, that has been the English version of all this. Nandiyagadde of course bamubuziza ebibuuzo bibadde bingi ko n'amasannyalaze ne bagajjako. Ne badde heated. This is zino demand zisi ntono nnyo. Ate njagala nkuwule naffe Bannayuganda kyetwagala ekyo kyennyini kyetwagala. So these demands, once not met, then it's not the leaders to act. It has to be us, the people of Uganda, to act. If these demands are not met, then it is us, the people of Uganda, to act on behalf of each and everyone, regardless of all where Uganda or Luda, because panasajja bigabira omumanyi omuntu ng'akozesa $10,000 buli lunaku. Gwekyo kimanyi. You guys who live in America, who live in London, who have at least gotten a chance to reside in countries outside Uganda, perhaps you understand what I'm talking about. $4,000 per day. Man, that's too much. Too much. Too much. So these are the demands. Kamala kunoonya kubibuuzo wano ndabe oba Luganda version sigenda gibakubira. It is the same thing. Ninjagala kunoonya kubibuuzo. Yeah, then
okuva ku musango gwa Kazinda bino bikolebwe wiiki. Sorry, I've just been reminded waliwo kesoogedde mu Luganda kwebyo post ebiyitingana era waliwo ne contract yemu gye tulabye. Contract commission yagiwa radio emu ebukedi abagita maama bukedi. Ensonga ezo zonna zino nsonga twagala zinyonnyo. Sorry, I've just been reminded waliwo
okay, yeah, tusooke tugende kubibuuze mulabe bulungi. Then tulyoke to diving deep into this. Mbaleetereko ne Chris Obolenga avevenga simanyi ojowero simanyi biki. Okay.
Sogedde mu Luganda kwebyo post ebiyitingana era waliwo ne contract yemu gye tulabye. Contract commission yagiwa radio emu ebukedi abagita maama bukedi ya FM era nga tulira ya speaker wa parliament. Contract yagiweebwa yali ya $3 million 3.1 billion shillings. Kola emirimu gya parliament nagyo nga twagala tunyonnyoke mirimu ki era bayita miterera ki gya procurement okuwa contract eno radio eno abalala ze batasobola kufuna contracts ezo kubanga tulina endala ya zina ne wide coverage naki. Ensonga ezo zonna zino nsonga twagala zinyonnyoke kubanga zino sente za muwa musolo.
Okay.
Alright, ndowooza tugende maaso network ebadde ekyankalanyemu.
Asa oba zonna muzaagala okubeera nga zamukuwa lumu.
Thank you very much. Honorable PP says we ask in English because we don't understand. Mine are two. It's about the audit on Parliament that you're talking about that the Auditor General did. We understand it's not the Auditor General that audits Parliament. So what is your source of information about this? Secondly, it's about the Parliament monies being spent. We understand National Unity Platform as a party, you had been stopped by your president from getting the 100 million shillings as MPs. We understand the 50 million of part of this money came in December. and we know that you guys got it. Yes. And as of last week, one of your members actually went to the social media platform and said 2 days ago, the last batch of this money came. This money has entered people's accounts and people are quiet about this money. Have you tried to interest yourself about this issue, yet the party president had told you not to touch the same money?
Okay. Dida?
Yes, thank you for affording me this opportunity. I would like to, for purposes of balance on that suspicious recruitments that have been taking place in this esteemed house, I would maybe want you to comment on the case of Madame Keisha. It's been out there in the media and it's been but also, secondly, about you meeting with the commission, some of us are starting to become a little bit worried. The commission is a privacy. Why would you meet with them? Would you get contaminated? There are channels you should be going, you should be taking through this very pertinent case. A petition, like we had a petition in the making. Not only the courts within Kampala, I think you should. That's my personal opinion. Thank you.
Just add on Yanni's question. I would like to know, in case we not invited for commission meetings, what does the result procedure say? And then from your investigation, how many meetings have you so far missed? And then also, just as a leader, because you sit on the commission, have you tried to reach out to your fellow leader to confirm the IMF figures? Because we all know that IMF business is not based on speculations. So did you try to reach out to confirm the figures?
Asif and then Nakato.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Asif. My question is about the net. The net seems to be so big, and the news to me is who is next, not who is in the net. According to your party, the National Unity Party, their policy or your stand is whoever is culprit in corruption scandals, pack your bags. So the net is very big. Members of parliament, including those from opposition, are under allegations of receiving money. Not today, not yesterday, but policy. What if tomorrow we see other posting you, them, someone next to you? Are you going to pack your bags?
Okay, last thing, Nakato. Let's first take same question. Okay, let the look faster answer those and then we can have another round.
Okay. Do attended to? Yes. All of them must be attended to. And that's why we are saying at the end of the week we shall reconvene to establish have the issues we raised been attended to, responded to. If they have been responded to, have they been responded to satisfactorily? It's not one thing, it's not enough to respond. We shall also make an assessment of the response. Is it satisfactory? Okay, and if they have also not responded or responded to some and not others, we shall still reconvene and we shall communicate our next course of action. Audit on Parliament. Parliament is audited by auditors appointed by the Auditor General, but eventually the Auditor General takes responsibility. That's why they capture that as part of their audit report, as part of the Auditor General report. So the Parliamentary Commission is audited by the Auditor General via auditors appointed.
Now, the first question was, nti mwagala Parliament akakiiko oba in brief government eveeyo ensonga zino zonna eziddemu omulundi gumu ensonga 3 ziba raisins Joel akugambye nti ye zonna omulundi gumu okwanja ensonga eno ku kakiiko akatwala Parliament, that is the Parliamentary Commission, and then okuleeta ensonga zino ku foro ya Parliament. then on top of that okunnyonnyola bannayuganda in detail. Kati weziba nga tezididdwamu oba ne ziba nga ziddiddwamu buddi gaddibengalye, because there is okuddamu obuzzi just for the sake of protocol, or just for the sake of okuddamu obuzzi n'okuddamu in a detailed format, ng'ensonga buli omu agitegeera bulungi. Naye akugambye nti ekyo bwe kiremererwa, then they will gather again and communicate the next course of action. Kyekiri kyegambye nti nno bino ebintu tetubirekera bakulembeze. Joel wabeera nga asobodde okuŋŋaanya ttiimu ye shadow cabinet ne badrafting ensonga zino zonna ne bateeka abasajja bano ku bunkenke, then it is upon us okubeera nga tufollowinga kuba guno musolo gwaffe bano abasajja gwe bazannyiramu. Katuguwulira radio yoyo omukazi eri ebukeddeya, ndowooza ojjukiranga president waffe yalinga atambula atambula mu districts ez'enjawulo nga bamugaana ogenda ku radio ezimu, kati nga bayinza omukkiriza ogenda ku radio ya Anita Amongi, tebasobola. So Museveni yagifandinga, ate ng'engeri gyagifandingamu bayitiramu obukazi nga bano, kati ezo billioni 3 ne okusoba ezagenda mu eyo radio nga tezina we ziri accounted for anywhere. Anyway, point enkulu eri nti tetubirekera abasajja bano tulaalinge bannaffe from different parts across this country. Olanga ngambye lwaliro nyina okujja message eno njikalo ki njongereyo wadde nkimanyi muyinza okwamadde mwagirabyeko naye njongereyo, tetubirekera abantu bano tukume baganda baffe abasigadde. Kakwenza ali mukwatagana ne Zaaki bagenda kuleeta motion bulungi for parliament, omulamwa gwa kuimpeachinga. Yes, oyinza okuddeyo n'ogamba tekisoboka. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. Mushu etudda obuzi tutule bwe tutugire bugizi bwetu nedda. Tubeeko naffe kyetukola ate nga tuli serious. Gambye ensonga tetuzirekera basajja bano batono nnyo. They're just representatives in that August house. So kati fe mulimu gwaffe eno kukumakuma era kati eno message kanyisindikire baganda bange betukola pushinga message ba map media ba uganda bange yekolera ba bonna nga mbamanyi tulalinga abantu in any way we can. Yes, ba following bulungi ensonga zino kutubanga tusolusalako parliament tugisaleko nga bannyonnyola ebintu bino. Utubanga tusogisalako mu bungi. Guloza Museveni agenda atya. Oloza waliwo olunaku luli stipulated mu kalenda oba luli well set nti olunaku lwagenda ogenda. Ffe tuyina oddukuliyetinga, ffe tuyina oddukolerera. Tekigenda bugenzi kuva Mukama tagenda kujja abaga. Okay, kakati this is the revolution against our own and against them. Mulaba ekiri ku mpuga ku ssaawa eno. Tewali muntu n'omwe ayagala nkyukakyuka ali mumuwolereza. Yenayina ali mumuwolereza is the beneficiary of the regime financially or maybe even ideologically, because how do you even come to a point of sitting with them and you allocate yourself taxpayers' money if it is not their advice? So this is a revolution. Tetubiteeka mu muzanyo, so katuzirekera bano abasajja babiri basatu.
Do so. 50 million or 100 million, we as the National Unity Platform have made clear on our end as a party, but I've also generally cautioned colleagues that we need to be extremely careful, because there are such traps for people. Okay, we hear some people are picking the money from people's homes, I don't know where. Very potentially there are cameras there. What guarantee do you even have that you're not being recorded? And then tomorrow, now that we are beginning to raise critical issues, that people will say, I'm not going to die alone. Here is evidence on record. So and so picked money, so and so picked money. You don't want to catch yourself in that situation. So it's a caution we have put to ourselves as the opposition. But we have also said anyone who has information, credible information, please do avail us in confidence or otherwise, and then we'll get to take action. At least as the National Unity Platform, which I speak for, we want to take action. All right? The action you are seeing us take now is because there is evidence, proper evidence. Yeah, so what's the issue? As far as going forward?
Yeah.
So, and Parliament has a generator. Because it's been over 30 minutes. Regardless, the action you are seeing us take now is because there is evidence, proper evidence. Yeah, so.
All right, now. Kuchibuuzo ekyo, let me actually throw more light on it because this is very important. Mukimanyi bulungi nti abantu bangi bavuddeyo nga batwala ssente za Museveni zino naye nga balowooza nti nno public tejja kumanya kati ekyampoga tiwa n'omu yali amanyi nti nno kijja kuvaayo kati buli muntu yenna alina evidence kyula kugamba nti nno gwe leeta evidence bannange si kirungi ku actinga ku hearsay. You know, kubanga omanyi bulungi nti ekyapuga kibadde kimanyiddwa okuva 2022 naye nga tebalina bukakafu nga tulina ngeri gyinza confronting of course meetings zibadde zituula ne babyogerako here and there n'abyewakana naye kati obujulizi bwe bwazze nga tulinawo obyewakana. So buli muntu alina obukakafu oba video footage oba kiki oba ng'osobola hackinga mu CCTV cameras za Parliament, I don't know, no tuleetera footage n'olaba omubaka gundi ng'agenze zifuna bannange mu butuleetere if we don't care obaani gwe bannange mu butuleetere online offices zaffe muzimanyi ze zange muzimanyi buli platform ndinnya nkozesa limu JB Muwonge everywhere n'ogenda wa mututere information yeyo. No, oyinza okwagala okusigala nga toyagala kumanyika n'ota introducinga bwesindika busindisi information kasitebera ngeri credible kasitebera ngeri authentic kasitebera ngeri real, you know, kiri very important.
Abatayagala benjogera. What's the issue? As far as going forward?
Yeah.
Sounds
so, and Parliament has a generator. Because it's been over 30 minutes. Regardless,
Usaga no kusaga na masunyaze bagajjeko. Yes, this message is toxic. Debagale from me. Mubantu jola banga nsibamba kubiriza nti buli wolengera omuntu nga pushinga message bweti nga tali musimanyi Arsenal yagobye simanyi Man U yagobye simanyi Manchester United whatever nze siri musajja nnyo wa bipya mpira sibitegera bulungi, you know, nga tali mwoyo bujwanga pushinga nga message yeno ye message eyambe gwanga abantu bali eyo tebamanyi kigenda mu maaso tebamanyi ngeri sente yabwe gye basasula. Gwe do you know what it means? No kola. For example, musomesa ofuna emitwalo 3 omwezi naye abasajja ne bakwakulako omusolo nga temunegotiatinze, it is a must oyina okukola ki ogusasula oba oyagala oba toyagala. Tewadde negotiation nti bana kale kankweyo zino n'ogula amafuta ng'omusolo guli well stipulated nga tisigamba nti gwa kunegotiatinga whether you buy it or not, naye sente gye zigenda ezandikomeyo muffe as services laba engeri gye bali muzeegabiramu. So message eno mugipushinge nga fa abantu bategeere ki ekigenda mu maaso. Maybe abamu bajja kuzuukuka, of course era abangi bazuukusa era nga bakyazuukuka. Musayansi bagajjeeko.
Maybe bring your microphones here because
saagana okusaaga
Roma ntambuze tulise kyagenda mu maaso temuvaako bannange temuvaako basigaleko tebavaako misita
Uganda
yaffe yabalumiriza naye simulaba eyo yalumiriza ssente.
Okay, yeah, of course. Let's continue. Just mbale jagala balaga.
The money that we hear is given to members. People are saying they've got evidence. Please avail that evidence, right? And then hold us accountable for not taking action. Where we have evidence, we are taking action, as you can see, regarding the commission and the expenditures there and so on. Please do avail that evidence. It will be helpful, okay? But again, like we have said, I personally keep cautioning colleagues, let's be very careful. Let's not fall into traps because, yeah. Didan asked about Brenda. So I meant to have a personal assistant. The first name that I recommended was rejected, apparently because this person has got an ongoing case. He's part of the team that was arrested in Kalangala. You remember that team? This is somebody who has got a degree, competent person, but they said no, he has an ongoing case, which of course is illegal because Article 28(3) of the Constitution provides for innocence until guilt is proven or acknowledged. But I said, okay, let me not pull ropes here and there. I appointed another person, which person was also failed deliberately because some people are saying this one wants to run against a particular MP. Now, if he gets a job here, he will be empowered to run against that particular person. Ridiculous. This is the person who is very qualified. So those two were rejected. I said, okay, let me get another person. This is a personal assistant that I'm entitled to somebody who ought to be qualified. So that's how Brenda got to be my personal assistant after the other two were rejected on record. Somebody asks, why meet the commission? Well, I also want to have my debut in a commission meeting. Yeah, because I've not sat in one. But importantly and seriously, I want to look my fellow commissioners in the face and ask them, so how do these monies get to be expended? Because the commission is the one in charge of the budget of Parliament. Okay. 2, can each of us explain to ourselves, because we are. So that's why it's important that I get to sit in that commission and hear and we discuss these issues thoroughly. I hope that gets to happen. How many commission meetings have you missed? I don't know. I don't know because I've not sat in any. I don't know if they have been meeting, and if so, where? I don't know. Because it's been over 2 months, and like I've said, the practice has always been about 2 meetings per month. I've not been invited for any meeting, so I don't know how many I've missed.
Now, let me hope you didn't skip that. Joel says the practice has been 2 meetings per month. That's the Parliamentary Commission. Then Chris Obore, Clark avuddeyo n'agamba nti meeting zituula quarterly. Quarterly abeera nga ategeeza nti buli mwaka after 4 months in brief. Yeah. Alinga abeera nga bw'agamba quarterly. Kati naye ate ne yeekubajje n'agamba nti nno meeting yasembayo yali mu August wa 2023 era n'agamba nti nno okuva 2023 paka kati nti nno tewaddangamu meeting n'emu kutuula. Kati ne weebuuza then formula ya quarterly ekola ddi, because from August 2023 up to today, which is the at 12th of March 2024. Now, which one is which? But of course, Chris Obole abaina ku defending abo defendings era abagenda koze mujukire nti bo tebaswala okimanyi bulungi tebaswala hasobola kuwa ekigambo yenga bwakikubyewo nenze kindeetedde okulaga nti on top of the official sittings ezirina okubeerayo, these guys hold private illegal meetings where they share this money. Yeah.
Leaders pack their bag. That's related to the earlier question of 50 million. We are yearning, our fingers are itching for evidence because we don't want anyone to say we are witch hunting them. It's possible for people to go out there and say you're witch hunting me, you don't like me, and that kind of thing once there is no tangible evidence. Yeah, because you see, even where there is evidence, again people are still saying we don't like them, but there is evidence. So even for this matter, whoever has evidence, please avail it, and we get to take action.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, no, you are very right. Who is this one? Quarterly, yeah, it means buli miezi esatu eba etuula omulundi gumu. Yeah, bwekito ye mathematics omutuufu oyo. Buli miezi esatu eba etuula omulundi gumu. Yeah.
Yeah, ensonga zonna twagala ziddibwemu zonna si zimu sindala naye zonna twagala ziddibwemu kubanga munnayuganda alina okunnyonnyoka ensonga zino. Audit ku Parliament, Auditor General.
Alright, tugenda kugenda mu bibuuzo mu Luganda. At least you've gotten the message. Obudde mmanyi bugenze. Kakati sigenda kulemera ku nsonga ya bajjukiza, ensonga zino tuzirekera abajjowero bokka. Eyo ngenda siba njibakola ki? Njibajjukiza. Tetubirekera bajjowero bokka. Tetubirekera bajjowero bokka. Mbegayiridde, tetubirekera bajjowero bokka. Tukunge bannaffe, tukunge. Yes. Oyinza okugamba nti tumala biseera, nedda tetumala biseera. Tetumala biseera. This is a revolution. Buli kimuto nyinza okubuuza Museveni agenda